it back to reduce it to a procurement. And what is doing, I believe some of these policies are also pushed by donors. Because see what is going to happen? Increasingly, you are going to crowd the local player out of the road construction. With UNRWA going, the small capacity you've built, you are simply going to have foreigners doing all the roads in the country. With UNRWA, you could have, and this business is alive not only in Uganda, but in the region. In Congo, South Sudan, there is a need to build roads. So how are you playing as a country? What role should UNRWA have done? Do you roll and now turn it into a small desk in the Ministry of Works? I believe you can think through. The same applies to coffee. The other day, the president consistently has been speaking about the bottlenecks. And one of the bottlenecks is value addition. Does the transfer of UCDA and merge it and take it to the ministry
of Agriculture?
Answer the question of value addition.
Value addition and quality.
Value addition and quality. Because saying you don't want to export raw material. Are you speaking at a strategic level? So the question is, how competent is Uganda being run? That's why for her, she doesn't want to answer that question. The question is, and I must face you, this camera, do we have adequate competence in the running of this government at present? They don't want to speak about URA. Would anybody imagine that you can now roll URA and become a desk in the Ministry of Finance? They will tell you no. They will tell you, but they will quickly say, no, with UNRWA, please run. I'm a strong advocate, by the way, of a lean, efficient government. And I'm one of the people who really spoke candidly about the need to merge, but not holistic. You must be very careful how you go about it. There are small things that you can easily touch and match, but there's where you have a critical need as a country and to put your best. He's talking about minerals. Not only minerals, water transport. When you have Lake Victoria all around your and you're busy fidgeting with the bridges, then the quicker routes to those areas is on the lake. It's not on land.
And Tanzania is targeting.
It's not the quicker route to go around Uganda, by the way, is not. Do you have there is a railway line, okay, buried between Ruzira and this after Natete, where there is a German thing, where the German donated us a railway station, Nalukolongo. Now, Tanzania Rail Corporation offered Uganda. I was in Tanzania. They offered, I think Katashi were with you, they offered, maybe by that time I had not done it, they offered to construct. Actually, not to construct, you just have to only do that railway line. And you can move your cargo from Mwanza to Port Bell here, straight to here. But you are now putting a hotel at Port Bell. Now, you're asking yourself.
Honorable Kivumbi, what I remember, for example, in Parliament, when the debate about UNRWA came, the minister was overwhelmed, and he actually moved to withdraw the bill to bring amendments in the UNRWA Act to make it take the direction you are talking about of being a national construction company, strengthen it to do actually the role that was envisaged to have, for which it was created. I think that's why I think that there is a need for us to go back and say, okay, do you just disband, UNRWA take it to the ministry? What will happen? Or do we go to the actor and say, look, if you are choosing your being a procurement agency, who has made you such? Can we give it the strength and let it operate? If you say the minister was saying that the bigger percentage of the manpower are not technical. Let us reconfigure it, but not lose the effectiveness, the competencies they have got, and let them play a major role in the construction sector, because the value chain in the construction sector it's like tourism. It reaches everybody.
Okay. As you conclude, Honorable.
So as I conclude, the rationalization is okay, but I believe it has suffered which the academicians are cutting because of intellectual cowardice a little bit, because you know, and that's another liberation. Can we liberate our intellectuals to substantively make these debates without fear of some repercussions? Because the biggest group you have to liberate, by the way, are our thinkers. They are all under captives, because most of them, and I can tell you how they lost it, the academician, most of them became consultants of government. And therefore, they fear to use, and that's the lucrative part of it, of their career. Now, they cannot criticize. There was one professor who used to speak so nicely. He was made a lecturer in Chimaka, and we completely lost him. I have not heard him write anything or say anything. I feel when you bring back the other, so can we liberate, for me these are the critical spaces, can we liberate the thinking? Now there is his group, the Salas, are blackmailing parliament.
Really?
Yes. They are giving a picture that what is rotten in Uganda is the institution called parliament. Even if we put you there, Sarah, as an MP, and bring a professor here, and bring doctor here, and all of us go, in the DNA of Ugandan's political architects, you will not make a difference.
Okay.
Yeah. So, for example, you will not make, I can bet you will not make a difference.
Let's
because
reduce the size.
That's
no,
why not coming.
no, even the question of size. Yes.
When I was
As you conclude, Honorable.
Now, the question of reducing size
yes,
of governments across board should be debated. And should debate the political reasons why you have created a huge parliament. How it has come about. Now, you are dealing with the population figures which have come up. Can you take advantage of them? Can we now cut constituencies in accordance with the population demography? Do you know what is happening? They are hiding the official population data, figures, because the Electoral Commission cannot be moved on provincial
results, and they have finished to read them.
Yeah, and they're now saying we are done with the demarcations. So now, that level of corruption by the UBOS and the UBC, does this professor speak about them?
But UBC is not part of this one.
Do they speak about
Oh, he meant UPC.
So that's why for me, from the point where I sit, even with coffee, even UCDA has issues on ground.
Okay.
And when you go to address issues on ground of UCDA, there are quite many. The question is, you should have... I don't see those problems of UCDA now being addressed in the main ministry. Not at all.
Thank you.